Sweet Home's a very unique community. We currently service about 3,300 students. There's about 700 staff members. They come from all walks of life. Through the years, we've had a number of projects, and they've really been designed to help create greater learning experiences and learning environments for kids. Our last project revamped our athletic facilities, including the construction of a turf complex that I believe is the envy of all in Western New York and has served as a model for other districts. This project may not be as flashy as some of the other projects that we've asked for the community support for in the past, but it's just as important. So the proposed project that we'll be putting out to the voters is a $39.9 million project and really has four major components.
You put your kid on the bus and you want them to be safe. You want them to be as safe as they are in your home. And knowing that they're going to be safe really gives a parent peace of mind.
So as we've watched, I think, unfortunate tragedies unfold across our country and around the world, we know that we have to take a good hard look at our facilities here at Sweet Home. So we enforce a single point of entry for safety purposes in all of our buildings. And at that single point of entry, the glass on the exterior would be reinforced. And essentially what reinforced glass does is it prevents bullets or other kinds of objects from penetrating the glass. We've focused on upgrading our PA system. We'll be able to more rapidly communicate throughout the district and within each building, which is really essential in the event of an emergency. That ability to communicate as quickly and efficiently as possible, that's a big part of the project.
Our campus takes a lot of pride, and I know I do as well, as we always want to be the best. What's really tough for me as the principal is our kids go on the road and they step into these elaborate locker rooms when they're on the road, and they're almost treated better than they are at home.
Our locker rooms could use a little fixing up. We're missing mirrors because they've been broken or vandalized. The locks on our lockers aren't the best. They get jammed a lot, and I personally feel that at Sweet Home, that we are a community and we are a family. But I think it's so important that with our facilities, people can have great pride for their school.
Outside of the classroom, my best experience has been with the music program.
So the auditorium is essentially one of the things that's been unchanged over the last 50 years or so.
Sometimes the microphones will cut out or crackle, there'll be noises, or the sound to the audience won't be as loud as it should be.
So some of the things we're looking to include are new safety equipment, new lighting, new technology equipment, and many of the systems that are involved in the school musical.
We work very hard for it, and we want to put on the best show possible.
The importance of lunchtime is like that break that every single kid needs. Right now, the middle school cafeteria, it's crowded. At any given time, we can have up to about 300 students. We have kids that won't even come into the cafeteria right now. And I would love for some of those students to come back because we have a different setup where the ceilings are a little lower and the acoustics are better. And the kids say, oh man, this is a real nice, warm, inviting situation that's conducive for all. The value of this investment is the greatest value because we're investing into our children.
One area involves our building envelope and all of our major systems. We have to make sure we maintain our roofs, brick pointing, window replacement to ensure that we protect the envelope, to keep the weather elements out and protect the assets within. In two of our elementary schools, the roofs are decades old, and those roofs need to be replaced so that we can protect the environment inside those buildings. A major component of this project really involves our service center. That's the home for operations across the district: transportation, buildings and grounds, and food service. And since that center was constructed over 40 years ago, there's really been very little renovation, and those facilities are in need of a major upgrade.
We have 3 people working in our kitchen. We're putting out about 3,800 meals a day in that commissary.
The layout of the kitchen is extreme. From one end, you'll have the cooler, and at the opposite end, you have the ovens.
Drivers are loading their trucks and everybody's coming through the kitchen area.
The changes in the project will be, there will be a step saver.
The kitchen will give us a better workspace so we can introduce new menu items across the board throughout the district.
It's very important to remember that we have to maintain all the facilities behind us in the school district. It's not just the classrooms and the football fields. It's everything that goes in making our school day run end to end.
This job is very important. You got to remember, you're hauling the most precious thing, little kids. This building was built back in the 70s, and back in the 70s, school buses were a little bit smaller, and Sweet Home's fleet was a little bit smaller also. But now that the buses are bigger, we're out of room.
We have a lot of buses that start all at once, going in and out of the parking lot, backing up, going forward. It's a dangerous situation. We have to go up a flight of stairs. It's not handicap accessible. It's slippery, it's wet. We come in many times a day to punch in and punch out. Coming to work in a place that gives us pride to do our job and makes it easier to do our job is important.
I grew up in a poor district, and my elementary school was decrepit and falling down and in disrepair, and I want my kids to come to school every day and be safe and want to be here. I want them to want to be a part of Sweet Home.
We've been blessed to have tremendous support from our community through the years, and this project will really help solidify a foundation that will protect the investment that our community has made in our schools and our kids for over the past 20 years.